what's been happening, Squirrel?
Oh man. I'm just pissed, what happened in Orion.
Okay.
Well, basically, the Dracos came and they took over Orion. And Orion is the planet that received all the ascended beings before we transfer them to the center, before we transfer them to the sun portal for ascension, which is the correct way. Okay, and how like we talk about on Earth, that portal ascension, the grid is being taken over and shut down. Okay, it's not just on Earth. You need to go and clear Orion because it's like the next stage. You play, like a football. You go to 10 yards, 50 yards. Or baseball. You go to first base, second base, and then home run. Right? It's like that stages. Okay. So on Easter, which is the day of the Ashtar, right? Ishtar, Esther, which is sacred divine feminine, okay? I went up and I kicked the draconian out. I mean, I worked my ass off. It was so hard. It was so hard, even though it felt like split seconds, but it wasn't split seconds. I knew it was longer than that in the hyperdimensional time. And it was like, anyway, I kicked them out. It was a great warfare, and I had to do all kinds of stuff. And then like, I keep fighting to remember, and I knew they wiped out my memory. Because when we lost, okay, when I lost that war, there was a negotiation because I was really pissed about it, and it was because it was through a negotiation. See, I know that I'm an Orion queen. I know that, okay? And there was a connection also with, you see, after they've taken over, okay, I was forced to come to Earth. So this goes back to how the hell did Earth, okay, the inhabitant of Earth became patriotic, okay, because the Earth itself is a feminine. It's a she, which is more powerful. How the hell did we become all patriotic, okay? So, and that's where it goes back to the Orion War. The planet Orion was a sacred divine feminine. All the Amazon powerful women, the Wonder Woman stories, they all came from there. Okay? That's like the house, the planet of the goddess, the powerful one, because it was an ascension. You see? So it was taken over for like, God knows, for eons. More than 1,000 years. I would say maybe close to 1,000,000 years. This is how old the history is, okay? Or maybe over 1,000,000 years. It's old. This is like ancient warfare. It was taken over. So on the day of Easter, while everybody's hunting eggs and blah, 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 right? I went upstairs. I went and cleaned up, and for some reason, I just like, of all the planets I could go, went straight up to Orion. I didn't know a whole lot of this story, like I'm telling you now, but I had this really bad hunch, like, what the that kind of attitude. Like, why the hell did you eat my cake? That's my cake, That's like your birthday cake. So you own it, it's kind of like that. So, but anyways, I went up and bam, bam, bam. Big wars, I had to do all kinds of stuff. And I checked up on it again today. and had to do some more clearing, and it still need a lot of work. So whatever goes on with Orion, what I'm doing up there is prepare for the ascension. Now the correct ascension pathway gonna have to be restored because, you know, before you can run to second base and third base, those bases have to be ready. You see? So I gotta prepare the pathways. You see? You know, you get tired of every day you wake up, you're like, you get tired of these people teasing you know, creating all this shitty war, porn, you know, all the time. You're like, man, when does it end? What's gonna end now? You know what I mean? It's like, when do we get to turn off the TV? So we're gonna go and turn off that TV. Anyways, because what it does is, the more people hear it, okay, it's like a mind programming. Okay, my household have Fox TV News on, and it's, you know what they talk about all day? World War III. And you just want to shut that off, but it's not your house, so you can't do anything, right? So now I got my family thinking World War III, even though it said anti-World War III. Just the fact you say that word, it is pro-war. You see, that's the spell that they create. It's a spell. It's a programming. If you really don't want World War III, you don't say no to World War III. You say peace, because you're deleting that entire word out. That's the anti-spell that you're supposed to use, not anti-war, avoid war. You don't say those things, okay? And also, I study psychology, so I understand the brain mechanism. So on the spiritual, on the metaphysic, and the real psychology studies. So say the word peace. And that's the antagonist of it. Yeah, my mom said to me, you sure you want to go to Korea? You know, it's like missiles shooting and, you know what I mean? She actually had this conversation with me in which she never, all right, for my mom to say stuff like that, that's huge that comes from her. You see how it affects people?
Yeah, I live with it all the time, I know.
Yeah.
I just don't let it affect me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's their
Well,
stuff.
that's because we're awakened. The point is we want people to stop being under the spell. Okay? You and I, we already like, yeah, whatever. But
The
the
thing,
people
the thing
that
is,
are,
this is me, alright? If I have a perception that something like that's got to stop, and I have an emotion about it, then I'm actually feeding it. So I don't have any emotion about it anyway. It's because I'm not here to control another's journey, good or bad, from my perspective. You know what I mean? Even if it is family, like I'm not going to give it any of my energy because I value it. You know, I value me. So and to me, that's the antidote to it all. Because even if
yeah,
I'm drawn into
you
it
don't,
from the
you,
perception of others, you know what I mean? Like I'm actually contributing to it. It's technical, but that's the way I am. And
Andre, you're not understanding this. Okay, it's like 10 people. Okay, they can infect you, but the other nines are infected. That's what I'm talking about, the other nine. I already know you. You cannot be infected. I cannot be infected, but they are. I'm addressing the 9 people that actually have the power, okay, to change because they're all powerful beings. You know how we keep talking about everyone has a DNA codes and they're all light and the conscious mind it can create the world. Well, guess what? Those 9 people may not be aware and understand the mechanic of what it means to be mind programmed and being under the spell, but sure hell they can create that war if it's put into their mind because we're a creative being. And that's what I'm worried about. You think that
I get what you're
no,
saying, alright. I get what you're saying, but I also
yeah,
see it like there's a that you mentioned Fox, and they've got to talk about war 24/7 about every house in the world or whatever region and stuff. and it isn't starting, all right? They're doing everything to try and start it. It's not starting, you know? They've been going for years.
I know.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
they've created ISIS and all this sort of shit, you know, but it's not enough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to start. They're just trying to create the perception of it, you know, and we get Trojan horsed into it. But my attitude is just me alone. I negate a lot by me holding me in the best state, and it's like it doesn't matter what they do, you know. So
Yeah. You know what's funny, right? Once now that I'm like clearing this this microchip that they put me to wipe my memory.
yeah.
Okay. It's now that I'm noticing it, okay, I feel like it's melting away. Okay, so more memories coming
When
right
we were
now.
talking and you were talking initially, there was something in your left or your right collarbone. So I
My
don't know
right
what that was.
collarbone.
It's not there now.
Okay, that's probably it.
Because I'm a chip zapper like you, right? So
Okay.
I travel through my city on my trains and I got to meditate because like people crossing the road crossing the train
Mm-hmm.
like a pedestrian just on the side of the road, like as the train goes past, I'm de-chipping them. So
Mm,
I'm gonna go later into my city and do some stuff. So
nice.
yeah.
So you pick up anything else, let me know. So anyway, like
There was some stuff on your right, um, like under your arm, like
on the left.
no right. I said the collarbone,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then like on your like your rib cage sort of stuff.
On my right side,
Yeah,
which
it's
not
got.
rib, once it's gone. Okay.
It was just like on the your energy field.
Actually, there's quite a few of them. There's another one on on my left after the first, second collarbone near my sternum.
Yeah,
They put a lot of shit on me, like so then I will not have a memory, you know?
it's like around right
Um,
ankle as well.
hmm um, that's why, like, I haven't been able to breathe well lately, you know that? And if I didn't know how to take care of my health, I would have died by now. I'm not joking you, okay? Because there were times where I couldn't breathe. Like, I could not breathe physically. Many times, actually, okay? But because I know how to take care of myself, I'm not dead yet. And this is what I want to bring out to people, you know what I mean? Because we get attacked all the time, especially the high level you go, you know? Anyway,
Well,
I have
I mean, like,
this image.
I know what you're saying, but I've created like a 21 part documentary series and all these other videos and stuff, and it's all done and it's all out there. It's just the foundation is there, and people have got to choose in their free will, and I don't see people doing it. You know, I see people accommodating the reality. That's the term. They're in it. They don't question it, and then they're not doing the healing and not doing the system and not doing all the work. You know, I see a few that are starting to prove themselves, which is really good. But I've spent years of offering stuff and giving myself away in that, and it's all out there. It's ready for them to find it. But I've actually retreated and I've accepted it is what it is, and people got to prove themselves now. So it's not a negative thing. It's just a acceptance of the challenge of being here, and it is a tough gig, you know. So it's like I'm accepting of it all and where individuals are at, but I'm not worrying about anyone external to me at all in any way. Like
No,
I'm pushing me further than I
no,
can.
I understand. We're in the same situation because we're dealing with the same population. You know what I mean?
But like what I'm saying is like me doing that is by the nature of it negating thousands, millions of the unaware, right? So you're saying like 9 out
Um,
of 10. You know, it doesn't take many to be the antidote. You know.
I need you to listen. There's a not coordinate in my mind, and I need to get it out. It's like a circle, has a dot in it, and then there's like a 3 dots outside the circle, so it's in alignment. And I think it's a star coordinate or something, or a mound. There's a mound that copy the star coordination. Shit, I need to draw this thing out because I'm having my memories coming back. There's something of the importance about this because it's still stuck in my mind. Do you know anything about maybe it's a pyramid? If you look down, right? It's a coordinates on them, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to draw this out. Okay, let me see if I can do videos. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, just say. Just put it back.
Yeah, the lighting sense.
No, it's fine.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I took an image quick.
Yeah. It's like this. This is how I'm seeing it. Like this. I feel like it's a star coordinate. You know what? My starfleets are ready. Oh my god, I'm getting a chill everywhere. They're so excited that I got my memory back. You have no idea. They're all like celebrating that I got my memory back. They've been waiting for me for like eons. I got them awakened from this like, think of it like a sleeping beauty. You recognize this star pattern?
No, but I got the image of
This is not just a line, but I see it's like it's not like a line like indication of this dot. It's like there's a connection or I don't know. Let me think. It's like a light. I'm seeing it like a blue, like a neon blue.
Yeah, my guess is it's the sun of the solar system, and it's the portal through the sun.
It's moving. Andre, it's moving back and forth. It's like a traveling pattern.
Yeah.
A Stargate?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. I want to cry, Andre. I'm getting my memory back. You know, when I get my full memory back, you know that I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do with the Draconians, right? It's a Stargate. So starting from here, we can get here and here.
So it's like
what is here?
It's a star that's been quarantined and the pathway is being reopened.
Exactly.
Because the ring is like a quarantine. Because you're talking Orion, well, there's not just one planet or a star, there's many. It's like a cluster. You understand?
I know.
So you're talking Orion. So maybe you're talking about the 3 in the belt, and that there's one that I know there's one that's actually like from what I know is that let me finish, all right? There's a star or a cluster that's actually failing, all right? It's actually like being eliminated or destroyed or falling apart, and the culture there was not accepting it, and they weren't leaving. So maybe they're leaving. I'm just getting like a thing on my right. It's like a chip on my right wrist. You feeling anything?
Me on my right hand? Chip?
Wrist. Yeah, just above the wrist.
Yeah. No, I know.
So maybe there's like an evacuation going on because that star has been quarantined
Mm-hmm.
and the bridge is set up so then the people can escape or the beings can escape.
Okay.
That's just one perspective possibility. Otherwise it could be war and it's like quarantine off and it was disconnected. You know, I'm just throwing out possibilities. You know.
It's actually the second option first, and then the first stuff you explain is the second following.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that there's a war going on.
Yeah.
And they're being evacuated. So I'm seeing a lot of starship right now. They have been standing by and waiting for my awakening. And oh my God, I keep wanting to cry. And there's different races waiting for this moment because they have families there that's been trapped for eons.
Well, my attitude, it's like there's been something brewing, all right? And it's like I've been sort of putting the feelers out with people and I've been getting actually, pardon my language, fucked by people that should be on top of their game. So it's like they're trying to fuck me up to prevent you doing this, you know? Or us doing this again, you know? So,
I know.
Yeah, but I've been like Hulk smash mode, not tolerating crap, and just like, you know, clearing out a lot of people. So it's ironic that this what you're getting and stuff. You don't have to hold the image up. I've got a screenshot and I'm just looking at it. Thanks. So we're saving the universe again.
I'm trying to see. Okay, they're waiting for my command. I already gave the signals for them to start the attack. But I'm also laying out the war strategies, and I'm calling up exactly, and I'm calling backups from higher dimensions to come and assist right now because I ain't taking no shit, man. No way. I want my planet back. I want to free my people. Okay, the bird people. What were they called again? Anyway, when I'm in that mode, I don't know names. It's the bird people. They're here. Avian. They're also here to assist. Okay. The Lyrians are coming. They're sending in the special task force. Okay, I see Ganesh. It's coming through. Very interesting. Ganesh is coming through. I see Shiva's spaceship. I see Vishnu. I see the dragon people. Boy, I'm calling all sorts. I'm sending out to even higher dimensions and also far off the galaxy. I'm sending like not an SOS, but what's the other term?
A call to arms.
A what? Alarm?
A call to arms.
Coats of arm, yes.
No, a call to arms.
Call to arm. Okay.
Like as in calling it's time to act.
Call to arm. Oh, okay. Call to arm. Yep. Sending out to all the galaxies. It's like a mayday. So they come to rescue us, and we also will help the other galaxy to regain their planets as well. Now, there's, and I told you before, right? There's some reptilian that also fed up with all the bad reptilian issues. They're also coming back and try to procreate in human ways and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Those people,
I haven't
it's the bad
experienced the
ones.
karma. Yeah.
Like you said, it's the bad ones. That's the one we want to get rid of. Wow, there's still warfare going on in Orion. I'm sending in a blast right now, an energy blast to help clear off a lot of the negative ones. So how does that look on Earth? Well, it's kind of like giant solar flare coming, affecting the entire Earth, tsunamis, kind of like that kind of stuff coming through. So that'll dismantle a lot of their stations, their military stations. And we're talking about they also occupy the inner how do I say it? I mean, it's Orion. There's multiple ones, but this particular big ones, the main ones, it's like inner Earth. So there's also have hollows, like honeycombs, and
hollow air.
Yes. Except this is hollow Orion, hollow
But
planet.
you know that the physics here isn't correct, so it can be like the space between atoms,
Mm-hmm. I know, but you know how we're raised to say hollow Earth? We're used to say Earth. So you're like a different planet. You're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm cleansing the inside. I'm installing a technology inside of it to give it more light and more life. Because what happens is whenever you have the draconians taking over, the life of the planet dies. Because each planet is a conscious being, okay? And if it's not being well taken care of, it will self-destruct. Did you know that?
I see the relationship between the life on the surface and stuff and the energy in that. So stuff
It's pretty much every planet it occupies that way. If the inhabitants are not like taking care of it, because it is a life force, it does die. Like it just explodes.
Yeah, it's like the Independence Day, sort of like harvesting the life and energy of a planet.
Yeah, and then there's nothing left.
It's just a macro of us as humans being micro of a planet.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There have been planets that died, exploded already, and this is one of the reasons why I'm being called activated in this particular time, because and by the way, like this year, I gave birth to another planet. By the way, I'm just making babies like crazy. So I think I gave birth to 7 planets so far total in my lifetime. This lifetime, within 3 years. 7 planets in 3 years. So I've been kind of busy. That's because it's to replace other planets. They're dying, and some exploded. It's being installed. I'm giving it the prototype of what I gave to Earth. There's still reptilian there. I'm shocking them. So I'm giving Orion a reset button. Like you jumpstart a heart, with electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, it's pulsating right now. You have to understand, in each of the planet that I created, okay, not just the consciousness that it contains, but you need a heart. A heart is what is vital. It allows the spirits that creates the planet itself to be able to connect and feed into the ecosystem for its survival and the inhabitants. When you shuts down the heart, then the planet usually, it just explodes. Because intelligence cannot survive without the heart. Not for Earth or the planets. Otherwise it becomes like, what do you call it? What is that Star Wars? Darth Vader moon, remember? It's a machine. Death Star. Yeah, becomes like a Death Star, which is a machine. It just recreated to copy the moon. And by the way, Star Wars, you know why so many people are attracted to it? It's because it is based on a true story. Totally true story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Orion's been pulsating. Right now it's turning red, like ruby. It's pulsating on its own, but I'm keeping my eye closely on it. I gave it a diamond white lights. It's pulsating red right now. The ruby. And that's the one I gave to Earth in 2013. You know why it's red? Ruby?
Mm.
It has the goddess Guan Yin in it. That's why. Okay, my commander is here right now, standing next to me to my left. Another commander to my right. They're giving me an update. We have another problem. They're giving me a report on the refugees. Like you said, relocating them. They're asking where to relocate them, the colony.
Well, they should be relocated here to Earth because that's Earth's role, but Earth has been quarantined.
I'm searching.
And we can't break the quarantine here for anything. It's taking so long to get it established.
No, I ain't breaking it. Are you kidding? That's going to create a huge havoc. Okay, a lot of the refugees are being spread out in basically the ship. There's a lot of ET ships that are here.
Yeah.
So they're being disseminated in the ship.
Maybe the solution hasn't revealed itself right at this moment.
No, this is an emergency.
Yeah.
It's like, how the Syrian was trying to cross
Yeah.
right? To US. How the hell do they? Well, they gotta take the ship, right? And that's what's going on right now. We're putting them on a ship. Okay, so it'll just have to be on the ship for now. Because we need to unload them off this planet as it's being worked on. Okay, I'm trying to save them. I'm trying to save the planets that's going to explode. It's very fragile right now. Could explode anytime. But I did manage to install the ruby heart inside that planet. And then the heart of it, which is that ruby, is the heart. It's like beating but faintly. I gotta take it out. It's too sensitive. Otherwise it's gonna explode. Nope, we'll just have to redo a new one. It's gonna be called Blue Star. I'm putting in a new code. It's gonna be the blue one. Okay. We will have a bright future. I mean, it's gonna be quite higher dimensional planet because it's accepting the blue ones. So it has a high potential. Looks like it's a good match. It's settling. And it's accepting the new heart. But it'll be like a icy cold color blue. Okay, I'm putting the quarantine over. Nobody can live there yet. It's still unstable, but it's way better. Putting a lot of quarantine over. And the other one, the third one, is the middle one. The blue one is the little one, the tail, the image that I gave you. The middle one is pink. It's accepting pink. It's a light pink, not like fuchsia pink. This one changed colors. Pink, red. And yellow, like gold. Interesting. It's like each planet, it's like a person. It has its own unique personalities of what it wants to become. And the big one is it wants like a purple, indigo, blue, and silver. It's a very high frequency. I'm establishing there's a connection. There's sun portals opening up right now. So this is the one that is connected to the sun portal. That means ascension.
Okay.
It's opening up wide right now in front of me. It's like I'm right in the middle and I'm the code. Like I walk in and it's like my DNA just trigger it to open. And it went straight through my third eye. And light is coming out at every orifice in my body. And my eyeballs are all like, you don't see my eyeballs. It's like light. You know what I mean? Like an alien looking. I'm wearing like a headdress, all in gold. I kind of look like the, like the queen in the pharaoh's time. Kind of like that, but not completely the same. Wow. It's like, I feel like I'm like a phoenix being rebirthed from ashes. I'm like on fire, but I'm not hot. You know what I mean? Like I'm.
Yeah. It's like you're in Game of Thrones and the dragon lady. She can go into the fire with the dragons but not get burnt.
Exactly. You want to know what came out of the sun? You want to know?
Of course.
Buddhas, goddesses, riding on their lotus. Like a lotus is like a vehicle for them. They're sitting in sitting lotus position, and they just float coming out from through the central sun. And they're light beings. It's not like they have a physical body. There's an ego that came out, but huge, massive, almost like a big, like a condor. I don't know if you've ever seen a real life condor that's massive. I mean, it probably could lift me up. I've seen it live in flesh. It's like 20 feet tall, and the wingspan and everything. Interesting. Birds came out. I'm seeing some animals coming out. They're telling me it's a gift. It's a gift to feed um, the planet. It's a gift to feed Terra. As they are also here for ascension. These are the animals that are ready. I mean, it's like a full heap load of them would just keep coming out through that portal. Okay, so they're showing me that all the karmic clearing that I've been doing, they have crossed over, and they've been there's some that've been waiting on the other side, okay, that have determined that they're ready for their next planet. So they've been waiting on the like a waiting zone, you know?
Yeah.
So they're ready, and they've been waiting for me to be awakened and to clean up this crap. And now that it's ready, they're supplying, relocating these ready ascended beings to populate this planet. And I'm an Orion planet, not Earth. Hey, somebody's attacking us.
Just keep the video off as well.
As soon as we drop off, a couple minutes later, I keep working, and there's this dark spirit came right in front of me with teeth. Like, that's gonna scare me. You're like, whatever. I'm scared more of my cat. My niece's cat. He like scratch you and everybody's scared of him, but he bows to me though. But I'm still scared of him sometimes. He's like, ah! Okay, I'm making a new provision. I'm asking because there's some demons that evolved and they have chosen to assist and to be a protector. So I'm checking right now. That is their role and they're welcome to assist helping with the ascension. And it is. Okay, so it's okay. It's part of the ascension.